Hello there, my name is Coilin and I am the Director of the Archaeological Excavations here at the Robing Room at the Bishop's Palace in Kilkenny. This is the very last day of our excavations here. It's pouring rain, even the heavens are weeping because Kilkenny lost the Leinster final yesterday. Anyway, we're moving swiftly along. So this is the very last day of our 2-week excavation, and so what have we learnt that we didn't know 2 weeks ago? We've actually learnt a huge amount from our excavations here, and what we have found is the remains of an early medieval corn drying kiln, which is this circular feature here which has the ranging pole in it, and this was used by the population here before the 12th century to dry grain because of the damp conditions. And beside that then we have the remains of the monastic enclosing ditch where Philip is working down there at the moment, and this was a ditch, kind of like a moat that was dug between the kind of working area of the monastery and the sacred core where the round tower and the principal church and the graveyard and things like that would have been situated. So very, very exciting to find that here in our little trench, and probably even more significant is the fact that this ditch had been backfilled sometime before the 11th century, because we know that because it's truncated by a pit that we got a radiocarbon date from last year, and that dated from the 11th century. So why was this very big defensive ditch backfilled at such an early date? We don't really know yet, but one suggestion, and this is something that certainly happened at Clonmacnoise, is that the monastery grew so big, so powerful and so large that the entire precinct was rearranged, and possibly that's what we have here. Now we're going to analyse it very carefully and hopefully get some radiocarbon dates on to find out exactly when it was backfilled, and that will give us some extra information. And really, so the main significance of our excavations here really is the fact that we now are pretty certain that what we're dealing with here is an industrial zone at the north side of the early medieval monastery of Kilquinnig, an industrial zone where there was grain processing, antler and bone working, particularly for the manufacture of very fine combs, which was a very large industry up here on the hill, and iron smelting. We found lots of evidence for the debris left behind from the smelting of iron in the early medieval period. So we've got those 3 industries up here in the monastery, and they're situated outside of the main sacred central zone in the monastery. And the big question is, what does this tell us about that big question that we have here? When did Kilkenny actually become a town, and was there a monastic town here at Kilquinnig before the Anglo-Norman conquest? And we don't have any firm answers around that big question at this moment in time, but certainly the fact that you have this big zone here where industry and crafts are being practiced does lend a little bit of weight to the suggestion that this is a monastic town here at Kilquinnig. So we've had an absolutely fantastic 2 weeks here. We couldn't have done any of this without our fantastic team here, David and Barry and Nora and Philly and James, who's inside, and there's James. And Also our team from the NUI Maynooth Summer School, who did such a fabulous job here last week. And last but not least, to thank sincerely the Heritage Council for allowing us to wreck their lovely lawn here, and for all their support, and particularly for their hospitality. So I hope you've all enjoyed looking at these online blogs. And what's going to happen all this now is that the information will be analysed, and we hope to bring out a book that brings together both the results of this excavation and about 25 other excavations that have happened up here in the cathedral close. We'll bring out a book on that next year, and I hope you all enjoy it, and maybe we'll update the website occasionally to let you know how we're going. So thank you very much.